I'm terrified I'm gonna fail. I'm terrified that I will, in a couple more months, be seated down with the same pain I had before.
Many months later.
Candidly, I have not really lost a lot of weight. My body has changed shape a little bit. I'm definitely more toned. That is just so sad. And still, there's people online who are calling you lazy and telling you all you do is eat, and my body doesn't feel great.
In this video, we're going to take a look at every time that Anna, or Glitter and Lasers, has started a fitness journey. The first time she announced this online was back in 2020 when she said she was diagnosed with lipedema. Although she had probably made weight loss attempts before, this was the first time she had put it online and shared it with her channel.
I was diagnosed with a condition called lipedema, and I don't even remember exactly when I first found out. I remember how I found out. A doctor who specializes in treating lipedema reached out to me and said, I'm pretty sure you have this. With lipedema, there is no cure, there's no pill you take. You have to either adapt your lifestyle to stop the progression or limit the progression, or you continue to progress and eventually lose mobility.
Anna had a large following that came from the fat acceptance and body positivity sphere. And one thing about body positivity is that they are not always so positive. The reality of the fat acceptance movement is that it traps a lot of people into thinking that they can never lose weight. On top of that, if somebody breaks free and is successful with weight loss, they are oftentimes ostracized from the rest of their peers. And then they are criticized for turning their backs on them and losing weight. But Anna seemed to be breaking free from this. She was choosing to lose weight despite knowing that she would lose some of her audience in the process, because she had a lot of followers and a lot of subscribers that only watched her because of her size.
I understand this might feel like a betrayal for some of you, especially because these topics are so hard and uncomfortable to talk about. I am scared to talk about this because it is such a loaded conversation. I am scared to talk about it because I am doing really great right now. I'm terrified I'm gonna fail. I'm terrified that I will, in a couple more months, be seated down with the same pain I had before.
So after this declaration, what did she do? Well, not much. She didn't talk about her diet, she didn't post any fitness or workout content, and the most that I could find was this singular TikTok that was taken about 8 months after that original claim. It wasn't until almost a full year after that original post that she came back to her audience at what appeared to be an even heavier weight, stating again that she was starting a fitness journey. And yes, a fitness journey, not a weight loss journey, because she wasn't actually focused on the weight lost.
I've seen asked in a variety of different ways, and I'm just going to tackle it head on. A couple people have asked, like, am I on a weight loss journey? And honestly, that's a hard thing to answer for me, because would losing weight make my life easier to live? Yes. Losing some weight would put less pressure on my joints and would ease my lipedema. That said, I don't know if I could actually lose weight. I don't know how many of my cells are lipidemic. I don't know how many are regular. So all I'm trying to do right now is make the best choices I can every day. I don't really care about the weight loss portion. If that happens, awesome.
Anna seems to always avoid numbers, avoid the scale, and that's fine. She doesn't have to share that with her audience. But the other thing that's typical of Anna is she also avoids any sort of diet or restriction to her food. And I really think that this is why she had faced and will continue to face huge struggles with actually being successful in her weight loss.
And I think I went through a long time where I would put a lot of weird restrictions on my diet, a lot of weird restrictions on my behaviors, and then I would be like, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and I would eat a whole bunch of crap because I felt like I'd been denied. And that's not a realistic life, right? That's not a fair life, that's not a good life. In fact, that's just as toxic as eating crap 24/7, right? It's just a different type of toxicity.
Discomfort is necessary for things to change. For Anna, it's not going to be fun, it's not going to be easy, but it's something that she has to do in order to see success. And I think that Anna is going to continue to be very resistant to this fact, especially when somebody else brings it up.
But it's so frustrating because some people are like, well, you haven't lost enough weight. And it's like, well, that's true. I haven't lost a ton of weight. I've lost some. But I actually don't know how much I've lost because I don't really weigh myself, but I know that I have because some of my clothes fit differently.
And whether she actually lost weight at this point is debatable. But at least now she has a renewed sense of clarity and she's going to be on her way to a healthier life, right? Surely after this, you'd think she'd post some sort of follow-up, right? Nope, you'd be wrong again. Again, she failed to post any sort of update on her weight loss, her diet, her exercise, or anything like that. Instead, all we got was a bunch of travel content for the whole next year, until January 2022, when she came back again, with another excuse and another start to her journey.
So about a year and a half ago, I thought I was ready to talk about health. I thought I was ready to expose myself. I thought I was prepared for anything that would come to me as a result of talking about it. So on July 28th, 2020, I posted a video. I think it was called something like weight loss, diets, and etc. I did not anticipate the amount of discussion this would generate online. It just ballooned to an extent that I really was not emotionally prepared for. So I shut up about it, I hunkered down, and I decided to just not talk about it anymore. That doesn't mean I stopped working on it.
Although she said she was still working on it throughout the past year, a lot of her audience, and especially her haters, were quick to point out that it appeared she hadn't lost any weight. And Anna would continue to try to convince her audience that she was still making changes and developing in other ways aside from weight loss.
I'm not looking for a miracle, and I'm not going to be sad about my life until I get thin. That's not what this is about. In fact, it's very little about weight at the end of it all anyway. It's about recognizing that I have been hurt. And that hurt has taken a toll and has affected the choices I make in my life. And as I step away from that hurt, if I don't change those actions, I am allowing it to continue to affect me and continue to control me. But I also recognize that this is a fucking battle. And I'm going to have to fight for this, and it is going to suck, and I'm going to screw up. And that is exactly why people need to see it. I'm not here for fad diet. I'm not here for like miracle 20 pounds lost in 5 days. That is not what this is about. This is about someone fighting to regain something that was taken from them as a child. And I deserve that peace. And I think you deserve to see someone fight for that peace in a way that isn't selling you some shitty product.
She's not here to sell some shitty product. For now, let's just put a pin in that because I'm going to have another video that will dive deeper into that. Instead, let's focus on Anna's new motivation to change. Because this time was a little different. Just 1 month into her new journey, she was actually posting fitness content. And this all appeared to be in preparation for an upcoming trip to Hawaii. Unfortunately, things in Hawaii didn't quite go as Anna had planned.
I was walking in some pretty wet sand, and my feet were kind of slipping into the sand, maybe about a half a foot, maybe even a foot in some cases. And I couldn't physically lift my legs out of the sand. They were so exhausted and so tired that the way I got out of the sand was like literally falling over on the sand, saying a whole bunch of swear words and crying. It didn't actually help me get out of the sand, but I think the emotional release helped me eventually get up. But this happened a couple times where something simple like walking in the sand was so daunting and so overwhelming that I literally didn't know how I was going to get through it. And the idea of like making it to the top. And it got to the point where I finally did get out of the sand. I felt so overwhelmed and so embarrassed, like just so ashamed that like this is where I was. After working out all this time, some freaking sand took me out.
After working out for all this time, I think it's important to note here that Anna had only started this most recent new journey 3 months ago. I don't know what Anna expected after what only appeared to be 3 months of training, but pushing her body through mountain hikes and photo shoots in deep sand was just no longer possible after the weight she had gained and the mobility that she had lost.
And I think it just became like a massive reality check for me that I'm A, totally behind where I thought I was, and B, that I'm going to have to do things that are uncomfortable and painful and not fun to be able to do the things that I do want to do. And I think I'm walking away from this knowing that this is going to be a long journey, a lot longer than I thought.
At this point, I think it's still understandable that Anna was struggling to maintain consistency and was struggling to actually lose weight. Just a month after her realization that this was going to be a long journey, Anna posted another video about her desires to lose weight and her failures so far.
Candidly, I have not really lost a lot of weight. My body has changed shape a little bit. I'm definitely more toned and like being able to support myself in things like push-ups and sit-ups and all of that stuff. So I am seeing physical changes. They're just not weight related. To be very candid, and I will say this now because who gives a damn, I do want to lose weight. Weight can't always be removed from the equation when you're talking about health. And I do think my weight does prevent me from doing some things I want to do. So there you go.
So after this tragedy in Hawaii and her apparently coming to her senses, you'd think that this would charge her to try to do better this time, right? You would think that this time would be different. Well, yet again, we see Anna come back just 1 month later in May 2022 at what appeared to be an even heavier weight, declaring yet again that she wanted to do better for herself.
I felt very disassociated and unconnected to my body and very frustrated with my body. And I felt mad at my body. Like, just to be really honest, I felt mad that it won't change in the way I want to. I felt mad that I've made all these changes and I don't feel like it's working in the way I wanted it to. And then I spent an entire month eating shit and like being lazy as hell, and my body pretty much stayed the same as it did when I worked out a lot and ate super healthy. And that is made that feeling even worse. It's hard when you are trying and it's not working the way you want it to work. And you literally feel like you're pushing your body to like the farthest it can go. And still, there's people online who are calling you lazy and telling you all you do is eat and like just ripping you to shreds. I think it hurts more when you're actually doing the work and you're actually trying than it does when you aren't. Because when you aren't, you're like, yeah, you're kind of right.
But instead of letting that low point get her down, After this, Anna did actually change. Shortly after that post, Anna actually started posting more about her fitness and her workouts. She even opened up about some recent health conditions.
Today I went to the doctor. I'll just start there. I'll just tell the story because it needs to be told. Today I went to the doctor. I was going to what's called an endocrinologist, and they look at something that's related to your endo system. Endocrinologist makes sense. I was there because I've been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, which is where my immune system attacks my thyroid.
But after her doctor's visit, she didn't appreciate how they were treating her.
In the first doctor, they only saw my weight. And they didn't look at all the work I've been doing and all the changes that have been made as a result. They only saw me in the state that I was in front of them at that moment. Whereas my primary care doctor, who I love, could see and could tell the work I've been putting in. Also, I've been working my butt off to make changes, like actual changes. I haven't been on a diet.
And this is one of the most unfortunate things about Anna's journey, in my opinion. Throughout the years, she has focused so heavily on fitness and exercise that will be the path that will get her to this healthier lifestyle. But for Anna, and for really anybody who needs to lose a significant amount of weight, your diet and your ability to maintain a calorie deficit will be the determining factor in whether or not you will be successful in weight loss. And I think that's where her messaging can get a little bit dangerous, because she might be convincing her audience that they too can exercise their way out of a bad diet.
I haven't been on a diet, but I have changed things like how much salt I put and stuff. And I've started using, alternatives to sugar. I've just made natural organic changes and I've done the work. So it was frustrating to walk into an office and feel like I made absolutely no progress and maybe have reverted. So if your doctor isn't listening to you and acknowledging you when you work hard and helping you find solutions that aren't a diet, right? And I say that because when I think of a diet, I think of something that's not maintainable, right? It's something that's there as a quick fix or a solution, where everything that I've been working on with my health team and the people I trust have been things that are going to be lifelong changes for me. And they have not been painful to make. They've required maybe more preparation and a little bit more thoughtfulness, but they haven't required me to turn my life upside down and never eat another cookie. That's not a realistic way of living. And I've had the best results I've ever had. I went from pre-diabetic to not diabetic in 4 months, and I didn't do anything that felt like a burden.
And that right there is the reason why Anna will continue to struggle with maintainable weight loss. A diet change should not be a quick fix. It should be a lifestyle change. And if she continues to think in this way, where the only changes that she should be making are easy and not painful to make, then her journey will never be successful. However, Anna was able to see success even with this mindset. And what was the reason for all this success? Well, according to Anna, it was due to her workouts with Copilot.
For me, it's generally changed my life in helping me make fitness a realistic thing that I can be accountable for and do consistently. I can't guarantee anything, but let me tell you what happened for me. I've worked out for 16 workouts with Copilot, and I'm going to continue for many, many more. And this is what's changed for me. I'm happier. I'm more flexible. My endurance has improved, and my body is more toned.
However, despite being apparently more consistent with her workouts, her haters were quick to notice that she was still really struggling to get through these Copilot workouts that she had apparently been doing for months at this point.
I'm definitely out of shape right now, but you know what? This process of getting back in shape starts with this. Just remember that. That's what I'm thinking about right now. Remember when this was easy? Oh my fucking god, why is this so hard?
And even though she was struggling through these workouts, don't be fooled, she was gaining mobility, and as she said, she's getting toned. And she really did attribute all of her weight loss to these Copilot workouts. She wasn't even on a restrictive diet.
So in tandem with movement, I did also change what I eat. I'm not on a diet. I don't restrict myself to a certain number of calories a day, but I do think about food as fuel. So I eat more carbs if I know I'm going to work out or I'm going to have a really active day the next day. I try to just really focus on getting good amounts of protein, because as my body is gaining more muscle and as it's changing literally, I just want to make sure that I maintain my muscle. And that's something that I talk to my doctor about a lot, is maintaining my muscle, because if I lose my muscle just to be smaller, then I'm taking away my strength, and I want to remain strong. That's something that's really important to me, is to remain strong. And that's why I'm always in the gym doing my squats, because it's important to me.
Without changing her diet, she claimed that she was able to lose around 90 pounds by just exercising more. But that wasn't the whole truth, because she was also taking a weight loss supplement that she had remained silent on for months.
I've never really talked about my specific weight loss. And I think because it's the start of a new year, it's good to get a gauge of what I actually achieved last year. Last year, I lost 90 pounds, and that's a lot. And I did use medication. I know there's been a lot of chatter about this. I don't think I ever hit it, but maybe I never said it directly, that I am on medication. I'm on a lot of medication, to be really honest. I'm on a lot of medication.
A lot of her audience were really upset to find out that she was in fact taking weight loss medication, because she had them believing that they too could lose weight just by exercising more without changing their diet. Unfortunately, about 6 months or so after announcing that she had lost this 90 pounds, she had hit a plateau.
So I have lost about 100 pounds. And in January, I stopped losing weight. I was taking Wegovy. I know I've never talked about my medication before, but it is important to the story. So I'm going to talk about it here. And I'm not endorsing anything. You should go see your doctor for any medical treatment. It's just important to the storyline. So I've been on the Wegovy for about, I'm going to say 8 months. And I just stopped losing weight. And I was keeping around an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet. And I was training for my 5K.
And I just want to interject here and remind everyone that she was claiming that she was not restricting her diet. She wasn't counting calories. But now suddenly she's on an 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet. For how long? It's really unclear how long she stuck to this supposed 1,800 to 2,000 calorie diet before she decided that she wasn't capable of losing any more weight.
It seems like I'm producing lipidemic cells faster than I'm burning like healthy fat cells, which is part of the reason I stopped losing weight. I'm not the problem. The condition is the problem. And that's hard because like as a bigger body, you're just gaslit your whole life to feel like you're the problem.
Now, I'm not claiming to know Anna's health. I'm not a doctor, but I do think that having this surgery will actually help Anna if she also changes her diet and eating habits. That being said, I think we can all agree that she is not 400 something pounds of just lipedema fat. She has a long way to go, and I believe that she will continue to struggle if she continues to believe that all of the excess weight that she has to lose is only able to be removed through surgery. I also think that this is a potentially dangerous message to send to her followers who may also have lipedema and may also believe that they can only lose this weight through surgery, when in fact, diet change will help a lot. But that's just my opinion. And that brings us to today. Anna has claimed to have lost around 100 pounds. She's hit a plateau, and she's addressing her lipedema through surgery. But all of these weight loss attempts do not explain how Anna has gained so much hate. In fact, taken alone, Anna's weight loss journey is actually rather positive, with her now finally seeing success. So in my next video, we're going to dive deeper into why Anna has gained so much attention and so much hate. So if you want to see that, please make sure to subscribe. I'm also trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the summer, so that would really help me out. Thanks. Bye.